Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name's Ash. Welcome to my channel, Saved by an Angel, where I talk about anything that has to do with paranormal, weird stuff, and self-improvement. Because in 2014, I tried to take my life and Archangel Michael appeared. Ever since then, I've had all kinds of visitations from angels and beings like Jesus. I've had out-of-body experiences, worked with shamans, and ever since 2015, my understanding of the soul has changed so vastly that I just wanted to share some of the things that I learned, and if they resonate with you, cool. If not, don't worry about it. But back in the day, I used to think of the soul as just like, this glowing marshmallow that was in my body, up to my fingertips, my head, my toes, exact form of my body kind of thing, right? Well, now I see it more as like a bubble that's all around me, and it's projecting this image of me kind of thing. But anyways, what I wanted to talk about when it comes to the soul is I now see it as much more multi-dimensional and complicated. I used to think reincarnation was like, well, I wasn't even 100% on it before. I definitely am now. And rather than before, when I used to think, our soul's in heaven, comes down here into one body, dies and goes back up to heaven, and the story's complete, right? Well, that's kind of like the very first Mario Brothers that ever came out, just one-dimensional kind of thing, right? Now we got these systems that are playing things in 3D, 4D kind of thing, right? And that's kind of how I see the soul now. I used to think, okay, well, past lives meant your soul's up in heaven, it comes down into a body, dies, goes up to heaven, comes back down, dies, goes blah, 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 right? So time is an illusion, and it has already happened. So what I now believe about the soul and past lives is that they're actually all running at the same time. They're actually more properly identified as parallel lives. And so our soul is much bigger than I realized, and it's fragmented, and it's in different bodies, in different realities that are actually happening at the same time. Kind of complicated. Now, another interesting thing that I've come to believe about the soul is understanding the universal mission, what the point of this place is. There might be many reasons for coming here, but what I've come to understand is that when you think of the universe as a whole, there's a bunch of positive beings that are trying to raise the vibration of all of existence, make it a happier place, basically. And they look at Earth as a place that's lowering or stunting the higher energy kind of thing, right? And so what they've done, what I've come to believe, is that because energy is never created or destroyed, right? So let's use the soul of Hitler for an example. What they'll do is they'll take a little sliver, and they say there's trillions of cells in our body. I really believe that as some kind of something. I believe that holds our soul. So I do believe that the soul has billions, if not trillions, of parts to it, and it's very complicated. And since they're trying to raise the vibration of all of existence, what they'll do is they'll take a little sliver of Hitler's soul, and they'll pop it in a brave or stupid being, depending on how you look at it, who has a lot of positive energy in their soul. And what they're trying to do is to take, let's say, a little sliver of Hitler's soul and place it in a much more positive being's soul, just this one little sliver, right? And what they're hoping is that if that individual incarnates, that soul incarnates down onto Earth and becomes a loving being, that loving energy will transmute that energy of, that being that wasn't so positive. Now, something I've also come to learn is I've always thought my whole life, like, is the soul of Jesus walking the earth, right? Is he here and we just don't know about it? Well, here's what I've come to understand. These little tiny fragments of Jesus have been taken and placed in souls that are coming down to earth with a certain mission. And I also believe this is true for Archangel Michael. If you're new to my channel, in 2014, Archangel Michael came to me in my garage as I was about to start my car and end my life. And from what I've come to understand, this might sound crazy to some people, is that one of those little slivers of Archangel Michael was placed in my soul. And, you know, for me, this was kind of hard to believe, but not hard to believe, but just on the wild side and hard to accept, I guess. But when I look at my life, I see certain characteristics that are playing out in the physical. For example, after 2015, when I got into meditation, I met this woman who is like the real life kick-ass Ghostbuster, okay? I message this woman sometimes like, yo, what are you doing? And she'll be like, oh, I'm just sitting at the hospital, you know, sending this 30-foot tall demon that's sitting on the top of the hospital, siphoning everyone's pain energy back to where it belongs, that kind of thing, right? And, you know, I've worked with this woman. She's told me all kinds of crazy things nobody knows. And one of the things I found interesting was I, on separate occasions, became friends with two individuals that I ended up taking to this woman. And she told me that they had the first and second largest demon attachments to them that she's ever seen. And so I'm playing out a role kind of in the physical that Archangel Michael does on the other side. I'm going to the darkness and bringing them to the light. Not to mention, I've personally passed over at least two that I can account, maybe three fallen angels over into the light by having them attached to my aura and choosing the light and not buying into the darkness. This helped pass on things, but I think I'm getting a little off topic here. But anyways, the soul is much, much more complicated than could imagine. So if you're wondering if the soul of Jesus is walking around on this planet, I would say there's probably at least 14 to 16 people that have these little fragments of Jesus in their soul. So there's always something going on. Some have more than others, but that's all I got. I think I've talked about weird stuff enough for one video. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you appreciate it, hit that like button, subscribe, help my channel grow. More people can see these videos. Have a great day.